All right, check, check, check. What's up, everybody? Thanks for the people who joined today's new live stream. Pretty awesome day. As you can see, giving you guys the top and bottom of the market, right? Before we even opened in the game plan here before 9:30, gave you guys the levels of context, and let's just track how the day went. So let's review a couple things. Today was a day that on the live stream here before we open, I said if 75.78 here holds on the, we'll talk about the ES and we'll do the NQ. 75.78 holds, then we're going to look to see if we can push up to 75.97. Now, 75.97, you might be like, oh, 7,600. That's not how things work for me. 75.97. And there's some really key stuff I'm going to talk about on the tape and on the closes. So as you can see, as we push in here, sorry, what am I doing? Yeah, right here. Oh, I got these backwards. Hang on a sec, wait. Let me just fuck this here. 6. This is the, oh, so this is the M and Q. This is the ES right here. My bad. All right. So pretty cool. Let's talk about it. So where was the open? Open was right here, 75.78, right? This is the level that we talked about before the open. We open right here, 72, drilled it. Put in the bid right here, drilled it all the way up here. Couldn't trade 75.97. This is key, right? Mathematically, if you can't trade the level, you're in trouble, right? And then what does it do? Washes all the way down to where? Literally 75.78 to the tick. Huge bid position right here. Boom. Beautiful long. And it gives us a beautiful 3R trade right there. Okay? Really, really beautiful. So now, as you can see, the market is now trying to move up, right? We're trying to trade into 75.97. For me, this is really important because algorithmically, it's going to open up higher levels to trade. If we cannot trade past 75.97.75, I know it seems like, oh, trivial, like to the tick. It's really, really, really important. We traded it. We looked above it briefly. And as you can see, if you draw a little line right here, right at 98, you had all these people here, 1,400 contracts, 659 contracts. When we look into 7,600, there's no bid. It drops right off, right? And then we get this short signal here on the close. This is for our algorithm, right? Get the short signal here, boom, get your fill right here. Now from here, the target is to trade down towards, best case scenarios, that we trade down into 75.78, which we do. We trade down there, the bid drops off, right? We have tremendous bid support. And then from here, it's about, can we get under 75.78? If we can get under 75.78, we're looking for the move to continue into 75.39, right? So what happens? We open the next bar, offer moves down, and this is called drill tape. When you see, this is stuff I talk about on the order flow stuff, and I'll revisit this on future videos. This is drill tape. So they drop into this really important level, and they drop the offer down, and they drill it, right? Drill it means, for me, it's every layer on my footprint is negative. So it's like negative 250, negative 300, negative 180, negative 233, negative 340, negative 456. It's consistent, algorithmically. Oh, my kid's going crazy. Sorry if you can hear that. He's watching SpongeBob. It's getting drilled. There's no bid. So anything that's trying to bid there, they're just drilling into it. We talk about this in the room all the time. Drill down, drill up, right? It's the exact same way. It's just inverse of each other. All right. Boom. This is drill tape. So where does it go? It goes right to our 75.58. Now this thing closes with zero bid. Now you may be like, oh, Sean, there's a zero print right there. It has to trade my level here at 58 to see if it's going to hold, see if we can retrace back to 78. But when we close a bar like this, we don't want to go long, right? We want to let things trade because we can continue to go lower. The offer moves down here right to 68. You can see another offer here right at 72. In this 70-72 area, all the way going back to last week, has been heavily sold. Every time we try to get back into 78, the offer shows back up at 72, right? This is a repeating tape, okay? So now we're going to open the next bar. What happens? Drill continues. open, right? Right? Now we're getting close. So now the real offer drops down here, 52. Look at this drill down. Look at all the selling. If I was able to pause this before the close of this candle, this side of my delta study would be all negative, right? It's all negative the whole way down. This is more drill tape. But you see a soak into the bottom. These are 50 buyers, right? 75, 50. Okay? These are them trying to buy the dip. Now, when we come down to this level, we typically look for this thing to bounce. And we get some good tape into the close, but this is still a very bearish auction still. So we don't want to buy this. If this thing closed green and gave us a nice, beautiful, strong buy tape, we would long it when it would come back to retest it. But it closes very weak. Now, this can work because you've got some decent tape. But if they're able to drill these stops here below 50, we're going to push down into 59. Now, what happens on the next bar? We are one time framing down, right? Boom, close, open at the low, boom, close, open at the low, boom. This is one time framing down. We do not long a one time framing auction ever. There's a specific sequence that we look for in the room. We don't get an entry on the short because it doesn't pull back, so we just let these moves go. Right? We know one time framing up and one time framing down. It's really hard for us to get position because we are two-way auction traders in my community. Okay, so that's okay. We just let this whole move go. So what happens next? Boom, pulls up. Where does it go? Right into the offer. 52. Look at this. Looks above. Taps it right here. Goes about a point and a half above. Drill down. Where's it tap? 75.39. So now we're going to watch to see if it's going to hold. It hasn't traded the level yet. Let's see what happens. Opens, goes all the way down to our main support line below it, and now we get a very strong bearish or bullish reaction, literally right off our level. Okay, so now this is a long for us off 75.29 price comes down to it. The other case scenario is that we close above 39. I'm going to look to see if this thing can hold 75.39. Again, this was the game plan from the open. 78.39. Okay. Now we need a tighter close to 75.39. What happens? We come back up. We find the lower offer here, rate at 51 again, and it stuffs perfectly at our 75.48. This is a beautiful now short signal for us. Okay, all we do is put our order right here. We wait for price to come down. It trades 75.39. It closes under. It's a very tight close under. It's not a good signal for me, but it closes back under, and we close kind of with a bid right here. Oh my God, my kid with the SpongeBob. Hey Jay, turn it off. Oh my God. All right. So now what happens? So this is a beautiful short signal, right? So we can just put our limit right here and we wait and look for a 2-hour trade right back down here. This is a textbook setup for us right off our level. It goes back up. We don't get the fill. Again, 2 candles close under. We've got room to go here. Now remember, we've got a long signal sitting right here at 29, right? So what happens next? We close under, okay? Now this area is all pre-calculated. And like I said, we expect chop. We expect rotational price action in here. I don't do anything, but when we trade this area, we ended up spending the entire day in it. There's a certain way you trade it. It's all pre-calculated. So it comes back up, you don't get your fill. Okay, that shit happens. But we close this bar with a nice bid, and we close above 39. So below, above. We need to pull back, and we need to support 39, right? See if we're going to hold the support with this bid. We open, look at that. Pull in, we find the bid support, rips off. Now we've got a long signal on the close of this bar, but we also got filled on our short. Okay, so we're basically short right here. And you might be like, oh, this thing's going to break out of 50. Well, this is a beautiful short setup for us. What happens? Rips up to here, but closes all the way down. So you take an R loss right here, and that's fine. comes back down, and now you get your fill at 39. So now you're long. That's a tough long to take, but this is an A plus setup for us long. Target 48. What happens? Almost gets there. Tries to get there. By the time you get to 1R, your stop's at break even, and you get stopped out break even. Comes back down. You try to get the fill for the long. It doesn't fill you. Okay. Closes under 39. So what you're seeing here can frustrate you a lot, but this is normal for us. Okay. We expect this type of thing. Normally we want to buy here, sell here. That's all we're looking to do, right? Playing in the middle can be suicide sometimes, but again, our main level. Now what happens? Closes, tries to get here, limits back out here at 49. Build, and there's basically your 2R trade down into 40. So you take the 1R loss and you basically get the 2R win, right? This level is still now valid. Boom, you get filled on your short. So 1R loss, 2R win, you're basically plus 1R here on the day. Beautiful level trades. Like, look how beautiful this is. So now you can look for the long. Holds, long is still valid. Long here, target here. Boom, you're up an R1/2. Oh, look at that. It goes right to target. So now you lost an R in the first trade. You gained 2R, so now you're plus 1R. Now you're plus 3R. Beautiful day. At this point, your day is done, right? That's all we need to do. And you see how beautiful these levels are trading. You get filled here. If you didn't take the long right here, you can, again, take the 48 short here again and look for rotation back to 39, right? So it's a 2R win right here. Right now, it's a 1R win also on the short. Boom. There's your 2R win on the short. So you can see our levels are trading perfectly. We're just rotating up and down, up and down, and up. And this is my favorite type of price action. I love this stuff because if we miss the long, we get the short. If we miss the short, we get the long, right? I love chop. I love chop because it's clean, algorithmic rotation that's very, 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 very predictable, right? What happens? We close underneath. We push back up. Okay, so this level's invalid now because we closed beneath it. It pushes back up. Boom, we get our short again. There's another 1R win, 2R win. Another amazing trade. So at that point, you're up 3R, 4, 5R on the day. What more do you want? Just by having your limits sitting at the levels, easy peasy, right? You can sit there, drink coffee, watch YouTube, watch a movie, and just wait for price to come to you. This is what you want to do in trading. You want price to come to you, to your levels. You don't want to trade. There's no guessing, right? Orders go on the levels, set risk, leave it alone. Let mathematics work for you. Okay. What happens again? Holds this. Now we hold the level. This gives you a decent close. It's a bearish bar, but it gives you a long signal right here. So when you get out of the short, again, you can go long, and then you can go long here. There's another R. So that's 6R, 7R. Or you can just take the short again if you don't like the long. Take the short again. There's another 1R, 2R, another 1R on the long side. You can see how this is piling up, right? We're pushing like 10, 11R in situations where people will be complaining that they're only getting, it's chopping, this auction sucks. No, this is great. This is the stuff we love. We thrive in this stuff. But you see how we're getting picked like textbook touches here in the levels. Short, long, short. Boom, comes out up here, wants to run, goes right up, tries to sniff above it, fail. Another short signal, boom. Long signal is still valid. Eventually they run it. Oh, guess where they sold it down to? Remember this? Ding, our long is still valid here from 10:50 in the morning. Comes perfectly down to our level. Ping, as it comes back in, you long. Ding, another 2R. Easy, really predictable algorithmic rotation. Really, really nice, right? But if you're not aware of this stuff, you're not going to see it, right? And if you don't have this type of layout, you're never going to see it, right? And this is what we do, right? So I don't want to ramble too much on, but I just wanted to show you what, if you listen to the live stream today in the morning before the market opened, I told you what would happen, right? And it did exactly what would happen off 75.97. We rotated down to 78, broke 78, went down to 39. That was our main level of interest. And then we just rotated in our chop zone all day long, which we do almost every single day. So anyways, I'll keep this video short here. I'll do NQ tomorrow, but I'll just quickly scroll through the chart so you can see it, right? One time frame down. I have a decent long setup right here, beautiful short setup right here. There's a beautiful short setup, takes you 3R, pretty much gives you 4R, right? Comes back up, boom, you take the short again here at our 64, and this is a level on the stream I talked about at 64. I said it's very important today. It's a pivot, and I didn't lie. Hit, right? Tick, 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 tap, tap, tap. And we really want to go long down into here, right? This is where we really, really want to be long. So once we get down here, I ain't looking for shorts, right? I'm looking only for longs, right? Back to here, right? So here's a nice long setup right here. Comes back down. You really want to enter here. This is the more important part. And I won't go into why, but you want to enter it here instead of on the level. There's a reason why. I'm not going to get into it on the video. Comes back down, almost stops you out here. Strong buy candle. Boom, back over the level. Triggers buying. Almost get your 1R. Comes back down to your entry, right? And then back up, right? You see how they're just rotating this? But this is normal for us, right? You see a very strong bid here, right at 32, right? Trapping everybody that's shorting 50, okay? Chart traders, right? Price wants to go back up to here, wants to go here. Pulls back. We're looking for price to firm up. Once this level firms up, we know that if we can rotate up to here. They firm it up, they try to go, and there's the push almost into the level, almost get there. Firms up a little bit higher, so now they're trying to bid above everybody who's short below 600, right? Chart traders. And there's your push to 64. Now before, remember, we have the previous short signals here at 64. What happens? It hits 64 perfectly, brap, sells down 4R, right? So if you didn't want the longs or anything, you just shorted as soon as it comes back up to 64. That's your entry short. As soon as it taps it, you're in. There you go, right back down. And then again, we firm up here at 66. Again, it wants to rotate again back up here, right? There it is. It's so predictable, man. Anyways, links in the description. Come on in, learn, and I'll show you some really cool stuff. All right. So thanks for watching. Give me a like, thumbs up on the video, subscribe to the channel, click the link, the room link there in the description. Come on in, right? I'm there all day long with my team. I don't leave. I'm chatting with you guys all day long. There's live screen share. You get me on the mic every morning before the open. Levels, order flow, you get me all day long. All right. So I'm trying to build a really cool community, trying to share some really cool stuff. And come and learn, right? You can add some tools there to your arsenal, right? I guarantee you don't have levels like this. So anyways, y'all have a great day. I hope you had a good day trading, and I'll see you guys on the live stream tomorrow.